Hi, this is Sous Chef from Isabel's Market and Eatery. I'm here with my buddy Holden Burd today, who's going to be the sous chef to the sous chef. How are you today, Holden?
I'm doing good and excited to be here today.
That's awesome. I hear you're a bit of an aspiring young chef yourself. You even have your own knives, right?
Yes, it's right here.
Well, excellent. We're not going to need to do much cutting because we're going to do pizza today. Have you made pizza before?
Yes.
Okay, I've got an expert on my hands, so that's great. So this week's meal kit we thought would be really fun for families to do together. So we're going to do a pizza meal kit, and we're going to make our own sauce. We've already made our own dough, but let's have you start. We're going to turn on the induction burner right here. Have you ever heard of what an induction burner is?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's like all magnetic, so it's why it's making all those funny noises, but it actually reacts with the pan and creates heat by magnetic force. So we're going to heat it up to like a medium-high heat, and we've got all our ingredients ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to have you do, Holden, is we're going to put our fennel seed in. Have you ever cooked with fennel seed before?
Nope.
Okay, well, go ahead and pop that in there.
It's okay. You can put it in there, it's fine. Sue, when you hold the mic, you gotta finish your question before you go to him or it's gonna fade off.
Okay,
So make sure you
gotcha.
finish when you go to him.
Yeah.
Keep going. Fennel seed, go ahead.
All right, so we just put some fennel seed in there, and the reason why I'm going to have you put it in early is because we want to toast it, and when you toast fennel seed, it kind of brings out some of the oil. Have you ever toasted fennel seed before?
No.
This is all a whole new experience for you, right? Well, so the oils will come out of the fennel seed. We're going to let it go for a little while. And oftentimes, that's one of the seasonings you have in a lot of pizza sauces that you kind of bite into and you're like, what is this? It's kind of cool. It's kind of like licoricey tasting. So that's going really good. It's looking like it's toasting nicely. So why don't you go ahead and put the next ingredient in, which is a diced onion. And then give it a good stir. That smells good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
All right. And then our next fun ingredients. What do you think that is?
Garlic?
Good job. Could you smell it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the giveaway, right? To garlic. It's pretty fragrant. So go ahead and pop that in there. Nice job. And then I'm going to give you some basil. See how I'm making you do all the work?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, Holden. Are you a student here in Douglas Saugatuck area?
Yes, I'm a student in Saugatuck Middle School / high school. I'm in 6th grade. Right now we are virtual, so that's very fun. So,
Are you being a little sarcastic?
yes, it's not, no.
Well, and I understand you play some sports as well.
I play pickleball, golf, basketball, soccer, baseball. Yeah.
My God, you are an active fellow. And you really like to cook a lot. Tell me some of the things that you like to cook.
Well, I like to cook, if I know how, I like to cook everything. I like these cookies that we make at our house. So, yeah.
And your mom tells me you're a little bit of an adventurous eater. You like to go to restaurants and just order things that you've never had before, right?
Yes. Try things new.
Awesome. All right, so that's looking nice and toasty. The next thing we have here, these are called San Marzano tomatoes. And I'm going to have you put your hands right in there, and you're going to crush the tomatoes up because they're whole. Don't worry about getting your hands. Yep, put your hand right in there. How's that feel?
Really disgusting, but
But it's going to be delicious. And so once you get them crunched up pretty good, you can go ahead and put those right in the pan with everything else. Now, San Marzano tomatoes are great for sauces. Go ahead and stir that because there's so much more pulp to them, so you get a lot more taste. A lot of canned tomatoes are very watery, so this is going to be a really good sauce because of those San Marzanos. All right, so we're going to let that simmer for a little while. And now we're going to switch places because, like I said, I'm not going to get my hands dirty today. Only you are. So you can come over here. You can take that glove off. We'll get you a new glove. You come right in my space where I was. And you throw that right under there. Here's another glove for you because we're going to start tossing pizza dough. And this is a really fun, messy job that I love. I hope you love it too.
I've never done that.
You've never tossed pizza dough?
Nope.
All right, so we're gonna do this together, right?
Yes.
First, we're gonna sprinkle the surface with a lot of flour. That's where we get really messy. At least it's not in your mom's house, right?
Yes.
She probably wouldn't like this. All right, so put your hands in the flour and get them coated really nicely so that the dough doesn't stick to your hands. And then grab one of those dough balls right out of the container there, and it's got a little bit of olive oil on there. Now, just kind of toss it back and forth between both of your hands. Yep, and you might want to roll it in some of the flour on the table. So Chef Mike Baracchio made this here, and there's a science to making dough. So basically, there's two methods. So you put yeast in there, and you want it to proof. And proofing means you're letting the yeast kind of start to ferment the dough. And you can do one method, which is the fast method, where you make the dough and then proof it at like room temperature or a little bit warmer than room temperature, leave it out for an hour. And then when it rises or doubles its size, you punch it down and it's good to go. But a lot of purists, like our chef, likes to do it very slowly. So he puts it in the refrigerator and proofs it for 24 to 36 hours. So that's why in these kits we've already provided those for everybody so they don't have to worry about it. So now I want you to take that dough. This is where the fun part comes, okay? I want you to kind of stretch the dough and see if you can get it like it almost to look see-through. And if you can do that, now pull it the other way. They call that the window. And when you can start, hold it up to the light. If you can start seeing through it a little bit, yep, that means that dough is perfect. They call that windows. And I think we've got perfect dough here.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll it around in some flour a little bit more. And then I want you to flatten it out into a round disc the best you can. And then you're going to start throwing it around.
That sounds fun.
Throwing it, you throw baseballs and things like that, so this should be
Yeah.
easy, right? Okay, let's do it together.
Okay.
I'm going to put my mic down here. This could get a little dangerous. You ready, bud? You going to do the
Yeah.
first toss?
Sure.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. Woo! Oh, mine looks horrible. Yours is looking much better than mine. I think if you keep pulling it with your hands and then tossing it, yep. And kind of do this with your knuckles. See what I mean? See, I got a hole in mine. Well, good enough. Let's try something else, shall we?
Yeah.
Here's an idea I had. I was thinking maybe we could shape them into candy canes and then kind of stripe them. You want to try that?
Yeah.
So let's just put a little more flour on the surface and kind of we'll roll them out into like snakes. As long as you can get them. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Yep. See if you can get it for like almost like a foot long. Yep, keep going. It's kind of like playing with Play-Doh, right?
Mhm.
Okay, you hold this for a second. You can interview me now. Let me see if I can get this rolled out really long so we can, you kind of stretch it with your hands as you go. You didn't know you were going to get this messy, did you?
No.
So see how I'm kind of pulling it out with my hands like this?
Mhm.
We'll do the same thing with yours. And then we're going to flatten them out, and we can use a rolling pin. We can cheat. That's perfect. So let's flatten them out. Hold that. And just flatten it out as best you can.
Both of them?
No, you can do one at a time. Maybe we need to put a little bit more flour on the rolling pin. Let's just coat it. There you go. Nice job. And if it starts to stick like that, we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit more flour on there. You can like roll it right on. Yeah, there you go. There we go. We want to get it about 4 inches wide and like 12 inches long. So you've got the length pretty good. We're just going to kind of get it a little bit fatter so it can hold some of that sauce. There you go. And if you don't want to make a candy cane, you can make a round one too. I thought this would be, yeah, see yours is even starting to shape itself. Let's get a sheet pan. We'll pull that up a little bit. Nice thing about pizza dough, it's resilient. You can keep shaping it and doing whatever. Let's put a little olive oil on there. I've got some olive oil left over from the pizza balls. Nope, that doesn't want to work. Let's get the whole bottle, shall we? If I could find it. There it is. Hang on. All right. So we'll go ahead and put a little olive oil on the sheet pan. And I'm just going to use my hand to get that. And then you can go ahead and take your dough and you're going to put it on there and we're going to shape it a little bit more once it's on the pan. Yeah. See if we can get it a little wider too. That's looking good. It's almost like a giant pretzel in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to puff up quite a bit when we put it in the oven. There we go. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we're going to just start layering all of our ingredients on top of there. So I've got a little spoon here. I thought we'd just put a little bit of sauce on there. And like in the pizza joints, they usually take this, they pour the sauce on, and then they use the back of the spoon to spread it. Have you seen them do that before?
Yes.
Let's try that. And it doesn't matter if you get some on the sheet pan, it's okay. That's looking cool. Give you a little bit more sauce. Nice job. Do you like a lot of sauce or a little sauce?
Depends how the sauce tastes.
You know what? You just made a really good point. One of my golden rules, and I always forget to tell people to do this, you should always taste your food before you put it on, right? We didn't do that. But I'm guessing because we have masks, it's a little difficult today. But I always tell people you got to taste the food because you never know like how salty it's going to be. You don't want to add anything if you don't need to. All right, so that's looking good. So next we're going to go ahead and you're going to start layering your cheese. And if you want to make it like a candy cane, you can put like a stripe of cheese and then we'll do a stripe of pepperoni.
Okay.
Beautiful. I'm going to help you out a little too.
Okay.
I'll be on cheese duty. You're on pepperoni.
Okay.
Oh, what? I cheated. What did I just said I was on cheese duty and I stole your pepperoni.
Yes.
What kind of pizzas do you like?
I like barbecue pizzas. That's really good.
Like chicken barbecue?
Yeah.
That's one of my faves too. How about pizza margarita?
I don't think I've ever had that actually.
Oh, that's like fresh mozzarella and tomatoes and basil. It's really good.
You stole my pepperoni again.
I stole his pepperoni again. You caught me. All right, I'll just stick on cheese duty. There we go. That's looking good. So once we get this done, we're going to go ahead and pop it in an oven. With pizza, you really want it to be hot. So 500 degree, if your oven will go up to 500 degrees, that's really the ideal temperature. But you want to keep your eye on it. We're going to say like 10 minutes, but we could go a little bit longer. All right, let's finish that off. Good job, Holden. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop that in the oven for about 10 minutes. We'll come back and we'll check it and see how it looks. All right, we've got our finished product. Here's Holden's masterpiece, the candy cane pizza. Look at that, buddy. What do you think?
It looks great.
I think it looks great. I think it's going to taste great. And I think everybody at home for the holidays is going to want to have one of these. It's great fun for the whole family. So from Holden and I, we want to say Merry Christmas. High five, buddy.